Hey guys, I know it's been a while, but season's over here in Alabama. Didn't have a great season. I was stuck in Tennessee for most of it. Couldn't hunt. Honestly, I only got one day. But I figured I'd bring you a video today just to kind of, been seeing a lot of questions lately on the Facebook groups and whatnot, talking about which aider should I get, what makes the difference, you know, who makes a good Amstel aider, yada, yada, yada. So I figured I'd just bring you a video, just kind of put my thoughts into it. So today I got every aider I've ever purchased, made, whatever. Just kind of want to talk about it a little bit. So first, starting out saddle hunting, I bought this. Did it function? Yeah. Was it great? Not really. This is a cheap Amazon, eBay, just climbing aider. 4 steps. Real simple. From that, I moved to Wild Edge steps. So with Wild Edge steps, best thing everybody says, the Nader Slater. Fully functional, great product, a lot of working pieces. We'll get to that in a minute. From that, stayed with the Wild Edge steps. 4-step removable aider, completed with a hook. Bought this from Flat Branch Outdoor. I don't even know if they're in business anymore. No clue. He didn't make it to my specs, so I sent it to Custom Gear Modifications. They customized it and improved it. Very functional, really nice footstep on the Flat Branch part. But so we continue. So from that, I moved up, got sick of the thing. Excuse my aider pouch. Bought a 1-stick. Out on a limb. Out on limbs aider. 3-step. I think it's 1/2-inch black tubular webbing. Solid footholds. Super small, super convenient. Sold them to fit on their step. Not long after I got that, my son needed a climbing stick. 15-year-old. Heard everybody praising about the Ultimator. Great aider, a little pricey, a lot of metal components. We'll talk more about it in a minute. And last year, I decided to upgrade again. Not that I needed to, just, you know how it is. We always want to upgrade, always want to change. So I bought a Big Bob. And I had an Amstel aider that I purchased previously to go on my Wingman there. But it broke on me because the inside of the steps are too sharp and it cut my Amstel. I know, weird, right? But I forget who made it. They sent it back to me, fixed it, no issues. Super lightweight, super small. Not really rigid, if that makes sense. But we'll talk about it more in a minute. If I don't throw everything in the ground. So, towards the end of the season, I decided I wanted another webbing aider on my Big Bob. Big Bob's great because you can just pop these aiders off and on. So I found a company out of Florida named Hang Free Company. They sell probably the cheapest aider on the market. Only thing that I have issues with is they're not fully customizable. But again, 1-inch tubular webbing, solid foothold, really good product. I think it's only like 24, 25 bucks. All right. So with that, I'm gonna throw some of them on the tree. We'll walk through, we'll talk, just kind of see how it gets us and where we go. All right, so you see I got tree's kind of set up. We're gonna start with the Nader Swader first. And like I said, the problem I have with this is there's just too much going on. Weight, carabiner and all, 1 pound. Problem is you gotta have a carabiner. So you can't really lighten your load a whole lot. So with this, hang this up just for a second. You got foot loops on both sides, which obviously go with your foot in around your foot. And then you take the G-hook, strap it to your back. Essentially, same thing on this side. And it gives you the ability to kind of walk up. Problem is with this side, the long side, you have to have a carabiner to be able to adjust it or to be able to use it. And it flops, so what I end up finding myself doing is tying a piece of elastic band to it. So essentially, you hook to your tree. Climbing's inherently dangerous. Do it at your own risk. Just for those of y'all that might want to sue or whatever. So, let me change the angle so you can see it a little better. Alright, so you hook your Nader, which I believe is the long part, and the Swader, which is the knee part, to the tree. Then all you do is just step up. Hook your knee, unhook your other as you go up. Fairly effective. Problem I have is just too much going on. It's not a super complex system, but say you get to the tree and you've lost a piece, it's fell out of your bag somehow, God forbids, or kind of all know how that works. Every time you think you have everything, something missing. And it's not super comfortable. It's a great piece of engineering machine or equipment, but it's not for me. Works great with the wild edge steps. I'm not sure how it would do with sticks. Alright, so next, got this beautiful Amazon piece of whatever you want to call it. Weight, carabiner and all, 0.78 pounds. Not real high off the mark for the Nader Swader. And for the price, it does work. Problem I had with it, I use it removable so I could go up and climb. When you're getting your boots in, which obviously I don't have on right now, it has a tendency, the higher you go up, for the holes to get harder and harder to get your feet in, which is pretty important when you're climbing. Even more important when you're coming down, because the last thing you need is to slip, fall, whatever, which is another good point. You should always wear your safety gear. For the 14, 15 bucks, save you a little bit, buy you something a little better. All right, so next I got my 4-step fixed end aider with the hooks on the end. Coming in weighing about the exact same as the cheap Amazon thing, 0.78. Surprisingly, when I use this, and I may have it modified again into a double aider, clearly one of the issues is it's really long, but that's how I wanted it because I try to hang my steps all the way up here. With a stick, it's a little different. Problem I had with it was it likes to slide side to side, especially if you put weight on it weird. The benefits, though, to me outweigh the negatives. Now I did have to go in and put a piece of pipe to help separate the gap for the top step. But the grip on your foot's great. It's somewhat comfortable to climb. obviously you ain't gonna be on it a long time. And for going down, it's just as easy, especially being Jerry put these reflective tabs on the outside to help. If I were to do it over again, I think I'd get 3 steps instead of a 4. And that would probably be my only real change to this, especially using it for this. If I get it modified, I'll be using it on one of my sticks. So I'll probably drop down to a 2. Other than that, great price, or great product. I think it's about $50. I think he's a little high, and then modifying it I think cost me $25, which put me at like $70 for this 8er. If I'd have been smart and just bought one from Jerry to begin with, wouldn't have had that issue. Alright, so next, Amstel 8er. I believe this is washing machine tubing. I could be wrong. Benefit to have an Amstel 8er, it stores very easy. It's very lightweight at 1.6 pounds. It stores with no issue. All the other ones you have to roll up, put in your pocket, whatever, up until this point, which is a little bit of a hassle if you ask me. But I'm just gonna slap it on my little stick. What I didn't like about Amstel, other than the one that broke on me, right, was it feels really tight on the sides of your feet when the hose starts crinkling up, and undoubtedly that's going to happen. And it's easy to climb, nothing hard about it, and it is super strong, like most of us already know. Most of us use Amstel for everything. And the way I found to roll up most of my 8ers, honestly, is cross my wires or my lines. I always try to straighten them back out, which begins to be a problem with this tubing. And fold it again, and gives it something to cross into. And like I say, it rolls up into nothing. And typically it stays on. I'm showing you other 8ers, so I took it off. Price point, it's fairly cheap, fairly reasonable. I think I bought this off Etsy, maybe like $25. And obviously I've collected this stuff over 3 or 4 years now. It's not just been a one-time purchase, and I've used all of it. I've just upgraded. But Amstel is not what I like for an 8er. I love it for my ropes, love it for my everything else, but for 8ers, I just feel it's kind of small, kind of puts extra pressure on your feet, and I don't trust it after I had that one cut on this. So with that, on to the next. Alright, so next I got my 1/2-inch tubing webbing 8er that Out on a Limb made, and actually come with my Show 1 car. And this one's super light too. And it's a 3-step 8er, so if I had one knocked off and a 2, it'd probably weigh just about the same. This is 2.7 pounds, whereas the other one was like 1.6, 1.8, or 0.18, 0.16 of a pound. So again, super light, super easy to use, and it's purpose built, meaning that it fits to these knobs on this stick, which is something that you're only going to get from the manufacturer of the stick. It does have some blue reflective lining in it. It doesn't show up great, but it does work. It's a little bit more flexible than some of them, but you can feel the strength in it. And it's comfortable on the foot, especially with some shoes like I'm wearing today. Stays open, climbs easy, and if need be, you can climb down using it. Now the issues, like most aiders on the market, is storing it. So what I found to do with this, grab the bottom two things, put all your rungs together, cross it, just like you would, just like I did on the Amsteel, and roll it. And see, that rolls up nearly into nothing, honestly. Now, since the packing play come out, life gets easier for most of us. So you don't even have to do most of that. You just take and put all your stuff together. This pack and play was homemade. So stick it in and roll it up. I'm not going to show y'all that on the other one. Make sure you go over. Very clean storage. Looks nice and doesn't really add any weight to your system. Great option. Alright, so our next one tends to be everybody's fan favorite. The Ultimate Aider from Ultimator. And the reason they call it Ultimate is because you decide the length, you decide the everything on this, right? Everything is completely modular. You have the ability to do with what you want. Weight 0.47. It's not as bad as I was thinking it was going to be. And mine's a two-step. You can go to 1 or 3 or 7 or whatever. Whatever you want. Obviously, it's going to cost you more. What I don't like about this is it has Austria Alpine buckles on each aider or each step, and then it's got these metal rings which give you the opportunity to not hit, and I mean you could probably cover them with something if you wanted to, but it would be a hassle. It's a really good aider. The price is a little high. I feel like I paid around $50 for this. The steps are rigid, strong, and they feel like they are definitely under you as you climb. They don't feel chinksy or nothing like that. And climbing on it is just as easy as climbing on your step. I mean, it's really just that simple. Now, if you're using something like the Trophyline Wingman, they do sell these abrasion resistant brackets or wraps that go essentially for this one in particular. But they seem to work great. And I did put some tape in mine just to kind of minimize before I bought these and before these come out. Put them on your stick. Austria Alpine buckle, or a tri-glide as some of us call it. Really simple. Nothing super complicated about it. It does the job, and it works very effectively. Alright, so last but not least is my newest addition to my stuff, and it's this hang-free aider, which is just a two-step fixed 15-inch step to step, weighs in at 0.33 pounds, has two fixed in, and they put some castration bands to make sure that you lock it into place. I've used it on my Big Bob. When the Big Bob was built, they put these bolts in. Absolute genius. Put something this simple in so you can fix your aiders, tighten them down just as far as you want. You can see there's really nothing to it. Clearly I may have to go back in with the Allen wrench and tighten it down a little more, but they're flat, they fix the stick. What more can I say about it? Oh, I'll probably have a video coming out on that too. Just like the Ultimator that I just showed you, 1-inch tubular webbing, sewn, has their logo on the inside, 100% made in the USA, which I believe all of them are except for the Amazon knockoff thing. It's probably made in Taiwanese or somewhere, but who knows. Great feel on the foot, good step, climb up on the stick with no issue, coming down if need be. Clearly this is the one stick, so I typically don't have to come down a lot, but I do come down to wrap up my aiders when I'm done. And for this, I do it just like I do the hamster. Straighten everything out, make an X, roll it up to the next one, do the same. The difference is, on this one, let me roll my castration bands up out the way. I use a paracord holder, and I'll pull you in close so you can see this, because this is by far my favorite method that has these cinch buckles on it. And that's it. If you hadn't heard of Hang Free, not an advertisement for them, check them out. They make a lot of the same stuff everybody else does. Matter of fact, they probably use some of the same names, but their stuff tends to be a little cheaper. So with that, I'll show you these little things, and then we'll... All right, so this is what I'm talking about. It's simply a piece of paracord with a slide button and a knot. You can make this for next to nothing. You just wrap it over the end like so and cinch it down, and it goes nowhere. You can pull it, it's flexible, super cheap, super effective, super easy. With that, guys, look, I hope that helps somebody somewhere. If nothing else, maybe you can make a little educated decision. Like I said, I'm not a spokesperson. Climbing is inherently dangerous, so do it at your own risk. And let's get this year started off right. Let's get the hunting season kicked into full swing. Let's just go out and enjoy the nature that God provided us. Peace. One more quick thing. If there's any videos that y'all would like to see that y'all haven't seen or somebody hadn't done, or that maybe somebody's super fanboy that's interested in doing it, that's, you know, just blowing it out of proportion, just let me know in the comments. Appreciate it.